In the shadowed corners of ancient lore, whispered among the stars and etched into abominable texts, lies the story of a celestial being whose name echoes with both glory and tragedy. This is the tale of Semyaza, a leader of angels, a figure of immense power, and a central character in one of history's most haunting dramas. Let us journey into the heart of this mystery, exploring the rise and fall of the enigmatic watcher called Semyaza. The name itself, Semyaza, is a puzzle. In Aramaic, it translates to, "My name has seen," or perhaps "he sees the name." Variations like Semyaza, Semyaza, and Yuza appear across different texts, each adding a layer to his complex identity. These names aren't just labels. They are keys, unlocking the story of an angel who dared to see too much, to know too much, and ultimately to lead others down a path from which there was no return. The Book of Enoch paints a vivid picture of 200 powerful angels, the Watchers, descending upon Mount Hermon. At their head stood Semyaza. Yet, another name vies for prominence in this rebellion, another angel called Azazel. So who was the true leader? The texts suggest a power struggle, a conflict of ambition. Semyaza is presented as the leader who bound the others by a mutual oath, making them all complicit in his plan. He was the initiator, the one who orchestrated the pact. Azazel, on the other hand, became infamous for teaching humanity secret and prohibited arts, like warfare and cosmetics. While Semyaza was the political leader who organized the descent, Azazel was the cultural corrupter. Their roles were distinct but intertwined, a dual leadership that sealed humanity's fate. But was Semyaza always destined to lead this rebellion? Before the fall, what was his rank in the celestial hierarchy? He was a prince, a chief of 10, commanding legions of angels. Some traditions place him among the Grigori, the Watchers, a specific class of angels tasked with observing humanity. Other sources hint at an even higher station, suggesting he might have been a seraph, one of the fiery beings closest to the divine throne. His immense authority is undeniable. He wasn't just any angel. He was a commander, a figure of incredible power and influence, which makes his subsequent fall all the more catastrophic. For a figure so central to the Book of Enoch, a question looms large. Why is Semyaza completely absent from the canonical Bible? The story of the Watchers is a foundational myth, explaining the origin of giants and the proliferation of wickedness that led to the Great Flood. Yet, Semyaza's name is nowhere to be found in Genesis. One theory points to later scribal alterations. As religious doctrines evolved, the story of angels intermingling with humans may have been deemed too problematic, too challenging to the established theology of a singular spiritual fall. It's possible that the detailed accounts, including the names of the leaders like Semyaza, were deliberately suppressed or edited out to present a simpler, more streamlined narrative, leaving only faint echoes in verses like Genesis 6. This suppression continues into later demonology, while figures like Azazel, Belial, and Asmodeus became major players in the grimoires and demonological hierarchies of the Middle Ages. Semyaza's role is surprisingly downplayed. Why would the chief of the fallen Watchers fade into relative obscurity? Perhaps the nature of his sin was too specific to a bygone era. His crime was tied directly to the antediluvian world, to the creation of the Nephilim. Unlike demons associated with timeless human vices like greed or lust, Semyaza's story was rooted in a singular, cataclysmic event. His punishment was also unique: to be bound eternally, hanging upside down between heaven and earth, in a constellation of stars forever gazing at the world he corrupted. His story served as a warning, not a template for a recurring demonic tempter. Finally, let's address a common but critical misconception: the confusion between Semyaza and Lucifer. These are two entirely separate figures with distinct narratives. Lucifer's fall, as popularly understood, stems from pride and rebellion against God and heaven itself. His story is one of cosmic ambition, a desire to usurp the divine throne. Semyaza's fall, however, is a story of lust and outlawed desire for humanity. He didn't seek to overthrow God. He sought to abandon his celestial duties for earthly pleasures. His rebellion was not against heaven's authority, but against its rules. Lucifer is the archetypal rebel of heaven. Semyaza is the archetypal transgressor who crossed the boundary between the divine and the mortal. Conflating them erases the unique and profound lessons each story holds. The saga of Semyaza is not just an ancient myth. It's a timeless cautionary tale about leadership, responsibility, and the perilous consequences of secret knowledge and dangerous desires. It's a story of a being of light who, through one fateful decision, cast a long, dark shadow over history. His name may be absent from some books, but his legacy is written in the very fabric of our oldest stories of sin and redemption. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey into the lore of Semyaza compelling, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for a deeper descent into the forgotten figures of history and myth. We'll see you next time.